This is your Diamond Insight of Junkies, Scammers and Kidnappers, the new wave of terror. What a time to be alive that a movie like Spartan crime has infested our country, especially our capital city, and it appears the perpetrators are getting bolder each day. In 2022, the nation was rocked by the abduction of 22-year-old Pamela Tisumpa, who at the time was a mobile money booth operator in the central business district of the capital city, when two men with the help of other unknown people lured the young lady into a fake transaction away from the booth at the main post office and vanished. Her rescue months later would later shock the nation when instead of Pamela, she was rescued alongside 12 other young women in a house in Lusaka's Chalala township. Even when harsh life sentences were slapped on Ms. Chisumpa's captors, isolated cases of suspected abductions have continued, and some have ended badly, as in the case of a juvenile who was murdered a year ago in a botched abduction for a ransom. When it comes to the so-called criminal gangs known as junkies, they have somewhat plagued townships, and their terror seems to outweigh the wrath of the law enforcement wings. Men and women, children are increasingly mugged in daylight, and assailants use repriser to silence victims. As if not enough, the digital space has been infiltrated by scammers that appear to be a syndicate of elements with the knowledge of telecommunication systems and extorting money from members of the public, and when would-be victims do not succumb to the scheme, they are instead reported to authorities such as Zicta, whose digital anti-fraud system disables mobile phone numbers through the telecom companies of innocent subscribers. The crimes are not by accident, they are evidence of what poverty can do when socio-economic welfare fails, and citizens are thrown into a wave of desperation, and inexcusable as it may be, it still leads to crime, and we're yet to experience the unthinkable. Fighting crime requires a multi-sectoral approach, and of course the primary responsibility lies on the government to create systems that foster youth employment, heighten the ZNS skills training, improvement of empowerment programs, promotion of various sports and recreation, talent identification and support, and also the clarion call for politicians to desist from using young people in reckless political squabbles and alcoholism as an incentive to gain support. Since now the population is almost at 20 million in our country, this is an opportunity to curb the kidnappings, scams, and uncontrolled rise of junkie groups that are making communities unsafe in a nation guided by Christian tenets. Certainly these type of crimes we are seeing in Zambia are a ticking time bomb, and if not addressed, coupled with the high cost of living and economic pitfalls, Zambia may be headed for doom in terms of organized crime and criminal gangs.